For all you tomato gardeners, know what day this is. It's a hard, sad day, but I want to remind you that this is for the betterment of the plants. And you can, but should you keep every sucker? But look how good these plants look. I just finished these here. I overcrowded over here, but these are varieties that I really want to keep, and I only have a couple of these varieties, so I need to just keep them trimmed up and climbing. This one I still have to prune a little bit, but I don't really want to because this leaf is the one I want to prune. But as you see, there's blooms coming out from it, and there's little tomatoes, little baby tomatoes. Sorry, yes, I baby talk to my tomatoes. But this one is a Kellogg's breakfast. It had another main stalk, but I pulled it off. You can't see it because I'm in the way. And then, so these two are my two most exciting tomatoes this year. That one is a Berry's Crazy Cherries, and this is a Champagne Bubbles. This was my absolute favorite tomato variety last year, so I really want to make sure I have room for that. This one's a Lemon Boy, so I'm debating on like either cutting it down completely, grabbing a couple suckers, because I have two more Lemon Boy plants in that bed over here. So I am okay with, as my husband says, ha-cha-chaing. We watch MasterChef, so. But yeah, I'm at least going to like drastically pull this one down. But I have to do those. I got this really cool determinate variety. It's called cream sausage tomato, and it's healthy. It's just super droopy. Like this one looks kind of yucky, but it's just droopy. Like you can see the leaves are nice and green, and they're just kind of stringy and droopy. And I know that that's the variety because I have one over here and it looks the same, but it's healthy, it's bushing, it's going for it. So that's as far as I got done before I decided to grab some scissors, because the branches that I'm pulling off are really large. Like this one right here needs to be tied up. I don't know what breed that, or not breed, variety that is, but I'm gonna get that going. But I mean, they're already like 3.5 feet tall, maybe 4 feet tall, so that's pretty exciting. And I still got these sad tomatoes here. They're trying. Hi, Mona. So Mona is our female from this litter that we are keeping. She's just so pretty. But this one is a black cherry. I got it from a local farm over here, the start. And I just decided to let that go crazy however it wants to do, because this whole bed didn't really do what I wanted it to, so it's kind of storage. I put a watermelon right there. And then this one's a volunteer, so I'm letting that one go too. They're a little closer than I'd like, but whatever. These are dead. Sorry, tomatoes. Here I pulled out all of the peas. So all the peas are gone. There's a bunch of bush beans over here. I thought they were going to bush out a lot more. So obviously I need to plant more than 15 bean plants. So that's a learning opportunity for next year. These kind of look like I put the wrong type of beans in here. So, because this looks a lot like the rattlesnake pole beans, which are right here. Those are climbing up real nicely. I'm very excited about that. Got a couple of volunteer sunflowers here. And then over here, I got these 3 tomatoes. There's the 4th one. I'll show you that in a minute. But these 3 tomatoes are from Ace Hardware. They always have a yearly sale for $3.99 for a gallon pot. So that one is a pineapple. This one's a pineapple. This one is a super fantastic. And then that one is an early girl, which this is why she's called early girl. But I do have a few tomatoes. Look at this funky looking one. It has a nose. But I do have a few tomatoes on the Super Fantastic. Nothing yet on the pineapple, but that's kind of how it is on the other pineapple plant too. Here's my herb bed, which I am so pleased with. There's some flowers in there too. My zinnia is starting to take off. And then there's zinnias and comfrey there. There's a kale plant. And then that's my apple tree trying to come back. Isn't that exciting? Wouldn't you know it, if you watered a plant, it'll come back? And this is actually wild purslane. It grows all over my yard. But these are gonna be cactus zinnias, very exciting. Some more herbs, a ground cherry that is absolutely taking over this bed. Bee balm, absolutely gorgeous, first time growing it, very exciting flower. Like I said, that's the cream sausage. This beauty right here is doing exactly what I want it to do, but it's a loofah gourd. Maybe I'm a little crazy if you know how Jess's loofah gourd went, but I'm excited. It's gonna take over this whole fence. These are my beauties, my voluptuous peppers. We got sweet peppers over here, and then medium hot peppers, and then there's a few sweet peppers over there. This is either volunteer corn or volunteer sorghum. We had sorghum randomly last year, so that might be that. These are mystery tomatoes right here. This tomato will not grow vertically. It only wants to grow horizontally. So I'm letting that guy just bush out, which is okay because I lost a tomato here. It died off, and so I put a, this is my Kajari melon vine, and that is really doing well. I am super excited. It has a bunch of little vines that are just kind of wanting to go everywhere, so I'm excited to see how that turns out. More tomatoes, a random broccoli here that is like really eaten up. That is another pineapple. Again, really no tomatoes forming yet on this guy, but it's cool. He's gonna climb through that fence, and then I don't know, maybe I'll cut it down. I don't know. More bush beans. That is a cucumber, I believe, which it does have some cucumbers growing on it. This is a random volunteer squash, and that is a little patty pan or scallop squash, however you want to call it. This one, it might be a honeydew. I totally forgot what that is. That is a little Kajari melon trying to come back. Some marigolds, another black cherry tomato. I think I'm gonna put more tomatoes in here because I have those left, and I'm real sad that they're just sitting there dying. So they're gonna probably go along this fence. And then this is my two little sad okra plants that are putting their first blossom out. It's pretty cute. I'm excited. All right, I am done pruning because it's too hot in the day, but this is what they look like. They may be a little too naked. Now they're just gonna have to survive the sun. I started realizing it's probably too hot and sunny out, but I cleaned up this whole mess. This, like I said, does not want to grow vertically, so I'm just allowing it to take over the bottom of this bed, and then the Kajari will just grow up. This one, I am fairly sure that this is a Berry's Crazy Cherry. Very sure. I would be surprised if it isn't, but look at all those little blossoms. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Here is the squash potato yard. So over here we have sweet potatoes, purple potatoes, and then green, or not green potatoes, like yellow potatoes over there. Our stuff by the fence is still taking its time to grow. That's fine, it can take its time. And over here there's also little watermelon plants planted, probably about 5 or so. Yellow squash, I'm not totally sure, it might be a yellow squash as well. That one is for sure. This in the middle is pumpkin, and you're about to see the cutest thing in the world. Look at it. It's a little baby pumpkin. Hello, little baby. So I'm pretty excited. This is gonna be my first pumpkin that I've grown. So hopefully it finishes off pretty well. And we got watermelon. There's a couple there, some there. That looks sad, but it's a pretty hot day today, but it rained for the last 2 days, so I'm not worried about it being watered. Butternut squash back there, then a scallop squash. I think that's another yellow or a black beauty. So, but this is the kind of mishmash garden. All the rabbits are hiding because it is so hot. But I'm pretty happy with what everything is looking like so far. We planted a little bit late because of the cold spring, or the wet spring, but I am very happy with how it's coming along. Now we're going into the front yard. Let me put it YouTube style. And this is my sunflower forest. Oh my gosh, that one got above the roof. Holy macaroni. So that one right there, we've been watching grow and grow and grow. And I thought it was done growing because there's a head on the very top, but it said no, it's not done. So that thing is over 12 feet tall. Oh my Lord. And then this one's real tall too. It's only probably 2 feet shorter than the other one. And then we got, oh my gosh, it just keeps growing. Really, really tall stuff up here. We got some by the truck. This is my little raspberry. I up-potted it to like a 7 to 10 gallon pot, and then it shot these little suckers up. I'm super stoked about that. These flowers need to be planted. I buy all the like discount flowers because I'm like, oh, I can make them live, and then I like torture them in the sun. So there's sunflowers all around this tree over here, and then in the mulch over here there's a big old clump where I'm assuming a squirrel or a bird ate some seeds there. Some in there, some right here, and then all in the back there you have to kind of go through this walkway of sunflowers. There's a sunflower there, a multi-head orange one, which is super pretty. Very, very pretty stuff. Look at that. Beautiful. And then, ooh, I got another orange one. Ooh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. I wonder what color it's gonna be. I'm so excited. If it surpasses that stovepipe, I will just, I don't know. I'm gonna mummify this sunflower or something. It's just, oh my goodness. That's the biggest sunflower I've ever grown. Just wanted to show you guys around the farm today. I still am the Hoppy Sabbath Homestead, but I'm branding myself into the homesteading realtor as my niche. And one of these videos I will tell you why I chose to be the homesteading realtor and what that means to me and all that good stuff. But I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed day. And I just want to show you one more thing. So this really touched my heart. There was a storm a couple weeks ago, and it knocked a couple of my sunflowers down. You can see that it's totally sideways now. And I thought it was gonna die, but it came up and it's super healthy. So I have another one here, but I mean, look at that. That's insane. I mean, that's keeled over, but it's like super hard. It's formed a knot, and it's still trying to bloom. It's trying to find its way to the sun, and it's gonna do it. And so I've been meeting a lot of people who, oh, there's another. Oh my gosh, look at this one. That's awesome. But I've been meeting a few ladies who have, they've been having a hard time. They're in a crossroads, and they're in a crossroads in their life of, you know, my life is not, it's not going down the right track. And so I've been meeting a lot of these women, and these women are crying out, you know, I need help. I need help. I don't know how to ask help. I don't know how to help myself. And, you know, they're coming out of alcoholism. They're coming out of drugs. They're coming out of like abusive relationships and all kinds of things. But I'm watching these beautiful women get knocked down and their ankles completely broken off, basically. And that's figuratively in their life. And I see these sunflowers, these beautiful sunflowers, and, you know, yeah, these guys didn't get knocked down. You know, these guys had pretty easy go of it. They're right in the middle. They have all the sunlight they want. They have all the room they want to grow. And then you have these guys who are super crowded, and there's not a lot of airflow. And then a rainstorm comes in, or like a situation comes in and knocks them down, nearly kills them. But they kept on growing. They kept on reaching for the sun. They kept on going. And though they're not going to be the biggest, most beautifulest flowers that stand up super, super tall, but they find that sun. They find that joy. They find that passion. They find that motivation to reach for the sun. And eventually, it doesn't matter if they have to turn, if they have to build a knuckle, they have to have a callus, whatever they have to do, they're going to reach that sun. They're going to reach that potential that they know is in them, that God put inside of them. And I see that, and I'm just like, it makes me grateful for my story. It makes me grateful that I have had a really rough life. I've had a really rough life. And I've had a really rough life, and I've always thought, well, you know, there's people who have had like rougher lives, you know, who've had it a lot worse than I have had it. And also, I'm really ashamed of my past. I have been really ashamed of my past. I've been very, very ashamed of the actions and the decisions that I've done and taken. And it makes me really grateful for them, because what I've been through, I now can help relate to other women and other people who've gone through similar things like me. And, you know, I can help these women who, you know, are stuck in drugs, and they can't bring themselves to actually go and flush their drugs down the toilet. You know, I want to be that resource for people. And I think that it's really, really exciting that God has put people in my life that I could share my journey with, share life with, because there's a lot of women out there, there's a lot of people out there who have lived their whole life with some kind of mental illness or some kind of disease or some kind of mindset, just the way that you think, the way that you've grown up. And, you know, they carry this stuff and they don't even know it, they don't even see it. And so their life is tragedy after tragedy after tragedy, and I know because that was my life, and difficulty after difficulty. But I see now that, and I'm still growing, I'm still learning, but I see now that every bend, every twist, every knuckle, every callus, every cut, every fall has brought me here and brought me to find my passion in gardening and animal husbandry and real estate. Like, I never expected myself to be a realtor, never. And now I have to like brand myself and be on social media and be completely out of my comfort zone. But now I can say that I've done it, and I can say that it's possible, and that touches my heart, that I get to like show people the glory of God in my life and how he's kept me on this journey. I've made the decisions, and be it good or bad, God is going to show me who I am. God is going to show you who you are through all of this stuff, regardless of what happens. And I don't know, maybe I'm ranting a little bit, but I see those sunflowers and my heart melts, just melts, because if God has made these beautiful sunflowers be able to bend and twist and reach for the sun, and they're flowers, they're not intelligent beings like we are, but they're alive, and God has put in us the ability to adapt and grow and change and reach the sun, reach him. That's awesome. All right. I think I've already signed out for this video, but you guys stay blessed. I love you. And if you need support, if you need an air hug, if you're in Colorado Springs and you want to help me with my garden, reach out to me. Anything you need, let me be your resource. Have a blessed one. How are you? Oh, you think that I'm shaded by a tree? No, there are sunflowers. Well, I guess I am shaded by the tree, but these sunflowers are huge. Look at that bunch. That one is above my roof.